Hey, this is Reza Wizardo, now known as Panic Deceptive. It's been a few years, but we're gonna go look at this game. Now, this is one of my favorite games from about 10, 12 years ago, released in 2010. It's an interesting title for sure. It definitely isn't for everybody, but it's definitely for someone like me. I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, I had it on the PS3. That was my experience for it, and then I bought it on the computer, and it kind of just sat there dormant until I got looked at that a couple months ago, and I was like, hey, let's get through that. Maybe record some stuff because I haven't done anything like that in a while. Definitely is something that I wanted to bring up and talk about. So this game definitely has a different sort of rule set when it comes to physics. It's not exactly bad. It's not great. You have to learn how these cars react in this world because they don't kind of feel like cars. I've been playing a lot more sim type games lately. This is definitely an arcade racer. There's only gas, steering, brake, no auxiliary stuff like boost, no handbrakes, no like drift button. Actually, your throttle is your drift button because it is basically how you get through turns. You kind of just let off, slam it down, and feather your way around the corners. This is the game's essence. Is the power plays. Interesting because you're on I assume maybe an island or some sort of set or something where they built this city that is rigged to detonate, explode, whatever. And this game is nothing but rubber banding. There's pretty much nothing you can really do. They can throw you to the back, or you can get this kind of like a kart racer because effectively your power-ups they're contextually based, and you need to kind of like learn where they are, and you can kind of plan out how to win something because it could stay back, destroy everything, and then come up in the end on the last lap. I think they can do that too because I know the AI can do change routes, but I don't remember ever being hit by like any of the big ones. Like it takes all the opposition. This game is not really about speed. It's more about track familiarization and strategy. It's kind of being set in a reality show, so considering it, once you race the races and you do a couple things, you're gonna figure out exactly. Well, you're gonna get the gist of it. The other elements in play, you can't exactly depend on. What am I trying to say? So you are here. Oh, okay. Okay, to go over the story in quotes, there's not really a story. You are a competitor in a reality show, and there are 12 episodes. There's about 4 different varieties of tracks, like your city, your industrial area, your port, and like a desert canyon with a hydroelectric dam. So it's some variety, but you're kind of gonna be seeing the same things over and over again. The tracks aren't repetitive, but learning where things are, what to avoid, what to take chances on, how to utilize shortcuts. I beat this game in one sitting. I was like maybe like 7 hours. I streamed it. Like no one watched, but I fucking just kept going. I was having the time of my fucking life. I was just the feeling of the game where like you're almost there, or there's like one moment where I put in there where it was like earlier in the game. It was like one of the first few races, and I'd set off one of those helicopter bomb things, and there's 2 guys in front of me, and they wrecked right in front of the finish line, like literally right in front of the finish line, and I went by and I was like, this fucking is the experience that I like. This is what makes me keep coming back. And I sat there and I played the whole thing, and I was like, man, I gotta beat this. Like fucking podiums, like at least 3rd place. There are different modes other than racing. There's kind of like a time trial mode called Detonator, which is actually kind of cool because you can actually learn pretty much where everything's going to get set off. One tip there is that the helicopter bombs will not drop, so you can like safely go under them. I don't think they've ever dropped in any of those detonator modes, which is interesting because those usually are the ones that can catch you off guard. Because And then there's elimination, which is basically your countdown, like I think like 60 seconds start, and then after that 20 seconds, last place gets blown up. Been in games forever. Helicopter attacks, I don't know. They're okay. You kind of get the gist of it. There's like some that are really annoying. And then you get the ones where you get the missiles, like you get the fight back. Basically, you get your charge up to 3, shoot it off, because if you shoot it anything less than a major power play, it's going to do like 1 or 2 damage, and you want to take these things out as fast as possible. So you just rack up your points, get your power points, and then send your barrage off. I think it takes like 2 or 3, and it always it always explodes. And there's like kind of a cinematic like swoop when it blows up, and it kind of fades off, and it just disappears. I don't know if that's on the computer. I don't remember it being like that on the PS3, but things could be different now. I mean, we're running these games on hardware it's not used to, which brings me to another point, that if you don't do DirectX input, which I didn't do because I really didn't give a fuck, the gamepad only works in the racing, the driving sections. You can't control the menus with the gamepad. So the setup I had, where my couch is right here, and so every race I had to get up and kind of go move, start the damn race, sit down, realize that, oh wait, I gotta hit the fucking start again or whatever to just actually start the race, while just sitting there kind of like doing their little podium runs. And that is a little bit annoying, but otherwise it's kind of just, I think if you do like DirectX input, and you can like tell the game that the controller is doing keyboard inputs, that would work. But one of my favorite ones, it's just simple. It's called Survival. You're just trying to overpass semi-trucks, so they're throwing explosive barrels at you. It's fucking shit's going everywhere. I like it. I don't know. It's fun. It's just an interesting, kind of like fun little side gig. It doesn't last that long. So there's some good variety in the game modes. I think that's... which kind of brings me to how the game ends. So fucking spoilers, I guess, for a fucking racing game. But there's not no story. Like, you know what? Stories in racing games can actually be good. I like the story in Need for Speed The Run. That's one of my favorite games. I've been trying to get it to fucking work on the computer and let me record without it being choppy as shit. Everything looks good. Everything runs fine. It's running at 120 FPS. But all my recordings of that game, for some reason, don't work. I mean, I'll figure it out. But then I got to download Origin. But EA is doing their damn thing where they got everything else, but they don't have the run on there. Too much fucking EA and their fucking bullshit ass system. At least, like, it looks like Uplay. What the fuck I'm talking about all this shit for. But it looks like Uplay is kind of like giving way to like Steam and like Game Pass. Getting back to the ending of the game, you get your podium, and then you start hearing like production lead guy or whatever freaking the fuck out because shit's starting to explode, and these fucking like construction things start coming in, and he's like, he says some weird stuff at the ending. He's like, yeah, so now is not the time or something, and it's like, but they went up there in 82. I don't fucking know what that means. Is there a fucking war? Like, did they set these up, or these automatons said we'll come back and we'll see what's happening in the sequel in Split Second 2, which was axed off the face of the earth and is gone. There's a couple little promo, like preview things in there, but studio, Disney cut them, and there we go. I haven't seen a spiritual successor or anything that's trying to be like Split Second, which is interesting. It's a cool concept. So there's a game I really wanted to try out, and it got put on hiatus because of some natural disasters or something. You want to talk about MotorStorm Apocalypse? Never got it. Never got my hands on it. Trailers looked fucking awesome. If anyone played it, like, let me know, because I really want to try to get my hands on this, because I love MotorStorm. Pacific Rift, I believe is the name. I didn't play the original, but the second MotorStorm was amazing. I'd never played Arctic Rush, but to get back on track. Split Second is a great game. It's simple on the surface, but complicated as much as you want it to be. It's unfair as hell, but it's also because you're definitely unfair. You can go from last place to first, no problem, like taking out a whole dam, and somehow it all gets rebuilt for the next week. It's fun. I did play it in multiplayer back in the day, and racing against a non-rubber band person, we all kind of seemed on pace with each other. So I don't know if there was like some inherent speed boost to last place in like the split screen games or not, but it always seemed like we're kind of like neck and neck. Wasn't always the case, I mean, but who knows? And oh fuck, one of my favorite things about this game is the soundtrack. Usually racing games, or in general, I kind of give the soundtrack a try. But then I usually resort to just playing my Spotify playlist. The music that I like. A lot of times, like, when the games put out, like, licensed music and stuff, it's kind of not my vibe for racing, but this doesn't have any, like, licensed tracks in it at all. It's all bombastic, theatrical, like, movie kind of, like, music, like, stings, and, like, just the sound around you, like, when you're just blazing past things, it's just... It just fucking sounds good. It's fun. I love the way it sounds. I love games that utilize that I can enjoy with my setup in my room, because I have like subwoofers and speakers, and I can really kind of feel the explosions and and I like that. Which kind of fucking screws me over if I want to stream these games, because I'd rather play them with my audio that I have now. Like, the headphones are fine. I like experiencing that. Like, even like just like the way the bass like shakes like the room. I don't know. It's just a vibe. It's just a fucking vibe, man. I don't even know what that means. I'm too old for that shit. I'm fucking old as shit. PC version's not bad. I don't know how backwards compatibility works on the Xbox or anything like the PS4 or 5. I assume the Xbox versions are still playable because they're kind of pretty good with their backwards compatibility, but I do not own a newer Xbox. I've been just strictly PS4 and PC, and that's really it. So, I guess the frame rate's capped at 30 FPS, but you know what I realized, that if you kind of turn off that FPS counter, you don't notice that type of shit, and I think it kind of works with that frame rate for this type of game, like it's supposed to be on TV. I mean, it would have been cool if they kind of put it down to like 24 frames per second to match film, but people will probably complain because, yeah, this is Panic Deceptive. Thanks for watching. Getting back in the groove with these videos. It's been a long time since I've posted anything tangible that I put some, like I wrote this whole long script and I basically didn't read any of it. Have a great time, everybody. Enjoy life. Stay safe. And grab life by the dick and fucking twist it, man. Peace.
Son of a... Can't be! Not after all this time! Yo, if they went off air in 82,